ended up killing many yakshas. Although only one yaksha was responsible for the death of his brother, he ended up killing many yakshas. At that time, in order to make his grandson stop fighting, Swayambhuva Manu comes there, and Swayambhuva Manu advised Dhruva Maharaj in many different ways. We discussed that Swayambhuva Manu advised him that it is not appropriate for the dynasty in which you are born that you are showing this kind of behavior. It is not appropriate as a Vaishnava that you are showing this behavior. And many Vaishnavas, they look up to you. They see you as a leader. They see your behavior as an example. So it's not appropriate you show such kind of behavior. And do not fall victim to the excessive anger. And for the mistake of one yaksha, you are killing so many people. It's not proper according to the principles of justice. Like that, he gave many reasons. And then he also started speaking from a philosophical angle, that he started saying that how in this world Krishna creates, maintains, and annihilates. Just briefly recollect. In the 15th shloka onwards, Swayambhuva Manu spoke from a philosophical angle. For example, he said that women and men, they unite to produce bodies made of the 5 elements. From their interaction, more women and men appear. And then as the creation of the bodies takes place in this way, maintenance and destruction of the bodies also take place according to the 3 gunas of according to the 3 gunas. And these 3 gunas belong to the Maya potency of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the Lord who is the beyond the gunas, he is the indirect cause of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. The Lord is the indirect cause. Just like the magnet makes the iron pieces move, similarly, the magnet is not in contact with the iron pieces, but the magnet only makes the iron pieces move. Similarly, the Lord is the indirect cause. And then Swayambhuva Manu said that the Lord who is acting as the living entity is entering into Maya, separated from himself by the agitation of the gunas through the time factor. And the Lord is a doer as well as not the doer. Karta and Akarta. Lord kills and he does not kill. And the actions of the Lord are inconceivable. Lord is a doer as well as the non-doer. And as the time factor, the Lord is without destruction, but he causes destruction. And he is without birth, but he causes birth. And he is inexhaustible. He produces people by means of people and destroys the living entities through the agency of Yamaraj. So Swayambhuva Manu explained the inconceivable powers of the Lord in the 19th shloka. And the 20th shloka, 20th and 21st shloka, Swayambhuva Manu said that how the Lord cannot be blamed. He is equal to everyone. He awards the results according to the karmas of the living entities. According to the karmas of the living entities, he awards. So therefore, there are different results. And then he said, the living beings have short or long lives, but the Lord is free of both. He awards these results to those dependent on karma. And the 22nd shloka, he spoke about the opinions of the different philosophers about the cause of happiness and distress. Some people say it is because of karma. Some people say it is the nature of the matter. Some people say it is because of the time factor. Some people say it is the planets. And some say it is the lust. Different people say different things as the opinion of the reasons for the happiness and distress. And the 23rd shloka, he said that actually, who among these philosophers is correct? None of them are correct because all these people are trying to speculate. All these people, They do not know the root cause of everything, and the root cause of everything is the Supreme Lord. And nobody knows the plans of that Supreme Lord who is invisible and unfathomable, from whom numerous energies arise. In this way, Swayambhu Manu is advising Dhruva Maharaj. And then he told the 24th shloka, Swayambhu Manu is concluding. Therefore, please understand that these yakshas are not the killers of your brother. The cause of the birth and death of the living beings is the Supreme Lord. He is the Sarva Karana Karanam. But although the Lord creates, maintains, and destroys, he does everything without a sense of false ego. So therefore, he should not be blamed. He is not to be blamed. And the 26th verse, he said, how the Lord is able to act without ahankara? Because the Lord is acting through the agency of his energy, through the agency of his Maya potency. Therefore, he is able to act. Uh, Therefore, he is able to act without the ahankara. And then 27th verse, he said, 27th to 30th shloka, Swayambhu Manu says that how can we act without false ego? Just like the Lord is acting without false ego, how can we act without false ego? So 27th shloka, he said that one must surrender to the Lord, and that Lord is the birth and death. He is the refuge of the world. One must surrender to the Lord with one's whole heart. Only when we surrender to the Lord, we become freed from the false ego. And all the devatas offer homage to the Lord, like the bulls controlled by the rope tied to their noses. 28th shloka. Somebody can repeat. Yappanchavarsho jananim tvam vihaya
यपञ्चवर्षो जननीं त्वं विहाय
मातुः sapatnya vachasa भिन्नमर्मा
मातुः सपत्न्या वससा विनमर्म
vanam gatas tapasa pratyagaksha
वनं गतस्तपसा प्रत्यगच्छम्
माराद्य लेभे मूर्निपदं त्रिलोक्याः.
माराध्य लेभे मूर्ध्नि पदम त्रिलोक्या. Translation. My dear Dhruva, at the age of only 5 years, you were very grievously afflicted by the words of your mother's co-wife, and you very boldly gave up the protection of your mother and went to the forest to engage in the yogic process for realization of the Supreme Personality of God. As a result of this, you have already achieved the topmost position in all the three worlds.
So Swayambhu Manu is reminding Dhruva Maharaj's earlier life. When you are 5 years old, Pancha Varsho, Jananim Vihaya, giving up your mother, Matu Sapatnya Vachasa, wounded by the words of your stepmother, you went to the forest. Vanam Gataha. Tapasa Pratyagaksham, worshipped the Lord by austerities. You achieved the Aradhya Lebe Murdni Padam Trilokya. You achieved the topmost position in the three worlds. The intention of speaking this shloka is that by surrendering to the Lord, you become the lotus of our dynasty. By surrendering to that Lord. Swayambhu Manu is reminding Dhruva Maharaj's position. So Manu was very proud that Dhruva Maharaj was one of the descendants in his family, because at the age of 5 years, Dhruva Maharaj meditated upon the Supreme Lord. Within 6 months, he was able to see the Lord. Therefore, Dhruva Maharaj is the glory of the Manu dynasty or the human family. So, Manushya means the descendant of Manu. So Dhruva Maharaj is not only the family of Swayambhuva Manu, but he is the glory of the entire human society because he had already surrendered to the Supreme Lord. Uh, So therefore, Swayambhuva Manu is saying that, therefore, because you are surrendered to the Lord, don't do anything which does not befit a surrendered soul. Next shloka. Tamena mangat manimukta vigrahe.
Tamenam man manimuk tamenam ag tame
Tamena mangat manimukta vigrahe.
tamenam agma manimukta vigrahe
Vyapashritam nirgunamekam aksharam.
vyapashritam nirgunam ekam aksharam
Atmanamanvichya vimuktamatmadrik.
atmanam anvicha vimuktam atmadraga
यस्मिन्निदं भेदमसत्प्रतीयते.
yasmin idam veda asat pratiyate. My dear Dhruva, please therefore turn your attention to the Supreme Person, who is the infallible Brahman. Face the Supreme Personality of Godhead in your original position, and thus by self-realization, you will find this material differentiation to be merely flickering.
So, Swayambhu Manu is saying that seek out in your mind, hmm, devoid of hostility, uh, Mukta Vigrahe, the one indestructible, eternally liberated Lord. Uh, Vyapashritam, Nirgunam, Yekam Aksharam, the one indestructible Aksharam. Uh, uh, eternally liberated Lord, beyond the gunas, Vyapashritam Nirgunam. Seek out that Supreme Lord. Tamenam Angatmani Mukta Vigrahe. And who resides within you out of affection. Atmanam Anvichya Vimuktam Atmadrik. And on seeing that Supreme Lord, the world filled with the dualities will appear disgusting. Yasmin Nidam Bedam Asat Pratiyate. So this is a very beautiful shloka because Dhruva Maharaj, because of being absorbed in the enmity towards the killer of his brother, he was killing so many yakshas. So how can a person come out of the dualities of this world? The Prachetas also offer a prayer. Shuddhaya Shantaya Namasva Nishtaya Manasyapartam Vilasadvayaya. When a person fixes one's mind on Krishna, the dualities of the world become meaningless. The same instruction is given. Yasmin idam bedam asat pratiyate. Because the Lord is eternally liberated beyond the gunas, and that Lord is residing within your heart out of affection. When you focus your mind on that Supreme Lord, the world filled with the dualities will appear disgusting. Hmm. So give up your thoughts of material good and bad. So your endeavor is not like that of the other people. The ordinary people, they are absorbed in the material good and bad. But you are a surrendered soul to Krishna. You should not be, your mind should not be absorbed in the material good and bad. Mukta Vigrahe, in the mind free of the contradictions, the mind free of the devoid of hostility. Uh, Seek out that Supreme Lord who resides in your mind. Tamenam, out of affection. Seeing that Lord, Atmadrik, the differences of enmity and friend will appear unbeneficial and unattractive. Asat pratiyate. So Prabhupada's purport. So the living entities have got three kinds of vision according to their positions of self-realization. So some people Uh, so according to the bodily concept, a person differentiates other people's bodies. So then the living entity passes through many varieties of material forms, but despite the changes of body, the living entity is eternal. So when the living entities are viewed in the bodily concept of life, one appears to be different from another. So Manu wanted to change the vision of Dhruva Maharaj. So Dhruva Maharaj was looking the Yakshas as his enemies. Uh, Factually, nobody is the enemy or friend because everyone is passing his life according to his karma. Uh, So somebody is an instrument of our own karma. As an instrument of our own karma, somebody is causing harm to us. So factually, nobody is an enemy or the friend. That is why Krishna says in the Gita, in the liberated platform, Samasarveshu Bhuteshu, one sees everyone equally. One does not differentiate based on the external body. So Swayambhuva Manu is advising Dhruva Maharaj, because Dhruva Maharaj is a surrendered soul to Krishna, you please change your vision uh, to see with this particular vision, Samasarveshu Bhuteshu Madbhaktim Labate Param. Because especially it is not befitting for a devotee like Dhruva Maharaj, who should not have looked upon the other living entities with the ordinary vision. Like suppose, yes, like for example, yes, if you can suppose somebody is a sannyasi, if he goes in a campaign of a political party, like what can speak about the, you can speak in general about, oh, you vote for the anybody who supports dharma. Like that, one can speak in a principle wise. But suppose, just imagine, suppose a sannyasi is supposed to maintain neutrality. If he goes into the, say, campaign of a one particular political party, it will look little odd actually. One can speak in general about going for um, vote that which is actually perform your responsibility, perform your democratic responsibility as a citizen, and favor that which is supporting dharma. Use your intelligence. But suppose somebody goes for starts campaigning for a particular political party, it may look little odd also, especially for a sannyasi who is supposed to maintain neutrality. So Swayambhu Manu is advising Dhruva Maharaj, you was a completely surrendered soul. Therefore, don't let your mind become absorbed in the enmity towards the yakshas. So Prabhupada says that indirectly Manu pointed out to Dhruva Maharaj that out of material affection, Dhruva thought of his brother as his kin and the yakshas as his enemies. Such observation of differentiation subsides as soon as one is situated in his original position as an eternal servant of the Lord. Next shloka. Tvam pratyagaatmani tata bhagavatyananta ananda matra upapanna samasta shaktau bhaktim vidaya paramam shanakaira vidya grantim vipetsyasi mamahamiti prarudam. Somebody can read.
Thus regaining your natural position and rendering service unto Supreme Lord, who is all-powerful reservoir of all pleasure and lives in all living entities as the Supersoul. You will very soon forget the illusory understanding of I and mine.
So, Swayambhu Manu is reminding Dhruva that how when you are 5 years old, you performed Tvam Pratyagatmani Tada Bhagavatyananta. You performed pure devotion to the Lord. You can hear. 9:45. When you are 5 years old, at that time, your mind was completely devastated, deeply hurt by the harsh words spoken by your stepmother. At that time, Bhagavat Yananta Ananda Matra, at that time, by performing pure devotion to the Lord, by completely focusing on Krishna, who is the soul within everyone's heart, and who is Ananta, unlimited, Ananda Matra, full of bliss, and Upapanna Samasta Shakta, who is endowed with all the energies. So at that time, Avidya Granthim Vibhetsyasi, you cut off the strong knot of ignorance concerning me and mine. So Swayambhuva Manu is reminding, just remember when you are 5 years old, at that time also your mind was deeply absorbed in enmity towards your stepmother. But at that time when you absorbed your mind in Krishna, you came out of the conception of me and mine. Mamaham iti prarudam. You are able to cut off the strong knot of ignorance concerning me and mine. Do you not remember that? How you attained that state when you were 5 years old? Ah. So now also you focus your mind on Krishna, you will be able to come out of this, you will be able to transcend this duality of this Yakshas are my enemy uh, because they killed my brother. You will be able to transcend this duality. You will very soon be able to forget the illusory understanding of me and mine. So we see oftentimes, sometimes we also, uh, because of the different situations in the material world, we also get affected. Our mind becomes clouded with tamoguna, rajoguna. So at that time, when we remain accessible to other devotees will come and remind us, you are becoming too much absorbed in me and mine, or you are becoming too much absorbed in passion. They come and remind us, focus your mind on Krishna. So Dhruva Maharaj was already a liberated person, because at 5 years he had seen the Supreme Lord. So, but for the time being, he is affected by the illusion of Maya, thinking himself the brother of Uttama in the bodily concept of life. The whole material world is running because of me and mine. That is the root of attraction to the material world. Uh, As long as a person is absorbed in me and mine, he will have to remain in this world in different positions, higher or lower position. So by the grace of Krishna, the sages and Lord Manu reminded Dhruva Maharaj that he should not continue this material conception of me and mine. So simply by devotional service, uh, this illusion could be eradicated without difficulty. Samyaccha rosham bhadram te pratipam shreyasam param shrutena bhuyasa rajan nagadena yatamayam.
My dear king, just consider what I have said to you, which will act as a medicinal treatment upon disease. Control your anger, for anger is the foremost enemy on the path of spiritual realization. I wish all good fortune for you. Please follow my instructions.
So Swayambhuva Manu says that Samyacha Rosham, control your anger. This anger is the Pratipam Shreyasam Param, the great enemy of the proper conduct. Badram Te, all good fortune to you. So Agadena Yatamayam, just like sickness is controlled by the medicine, similarly, Bhuyasa Shrutena, by constantly hearing good instructions, control your anger. So here the solution for anger is, controlling the anger is to hear good instructions regularly. Shrutena bhuyasa. There is a solution given. Of course, Vishnu Chakravarti adds one point which is also elaborated by Prabhupada. As a king, you will have to punish some people. So you show anger externally to announce to people your affection for your brother. For devotees such as you, announcing your good qualities to the world is also a disease. Give up this disease of anger by my instructions, just as one gives up disease by medicine. So here, yeah, few points. Prabhupada writes some interesting point. So Dhruva Maharaj, being a liberated soul, actually he was not angry with anyone. As a ruler, as a varnashram duty, as a kshatriya, it is his duty to become angry for some time in order to keep law and order. Because if the king does not punish the criminals, the law and order would not be maintained. It is the duty of a ruler. So definitely his brother was killed without a fault on his part. Therefore, it's the duty of Dhruva Maharaj to kill the offender. There's nothing, no doubt about that. Dhruva Maharaj had to punish the Yaksha. And Dhruva Maharaj fought vehemently and punished the Yaksha sufficiently. But the point is that the nature of anger is that we have to use the anger as an instrument. Like a fire is used as an instrument for, in a constructive way, for cooking. But if a person is careless, the same fire can consume the entire entire city or entire building also. So in order that Dhruva Maharaj's kingly anger not exceed the limit, Manu was kind enough to check his grandson. So Dhruva Maharaj could understand the purpose of his grandfather and therefore he immediately stopped fighting. So Shrutena Bhuyasa is very important. By constantly hearing about devotional service, one can check the force of anger, which is detrimental to the process of devotional service. So therefore, Parikshit Maharaj also said that constant hearing of the pastimes of the Lord is the panacea for all the material diseases. So everyone therefore should hear about the Supreme Lord. By hearing, one can always remain in equilibrium and thus his progress in spiritual life will not be hampered. So Prabhupada further elaborates one point. Dhruva Maharaj becoming angry with the Yakshas, it was quite appropriate because Yaksha killed his brother. So once a snake became a disciple of Narada Muni. And Narada Muni instructed that snake not to bite anybody. But after that incident, many people started hitting stones at the snake. And next time when Narada Muni came to meet the snake told that since I started following your instruction, people are throwing stones at me, and then therefore I am getting hurt. So Narada Muni told that I told you not to bite, but I did not tell you not to hiss. So then Narada Muni told that don't bite, but do not forget to expand your hood as if you are going to bite. Then seeing that you are hissing, then people will go away. So similarly, Prabhupada says that devotee is always non-violent and devotee is an abode of good characteristics. But in the common world, when there is a mischief made by others, the devotee should not forget to become angry, at least for the time being, in order to drive away the miscreants. So Prabhupada is balancing the purport. This part of the purport is important because in the Vyavaharika world, many obstacles will come. The devotees should show anger, but using the anger as an instrument at the time being without getting carried away by the anger. So Dhruva Maharaj got carried away by the anger, therefore he ended up killing many yakshas. So last few shlokas I'll summarize quickly. Yenopasrishtat purushal loka udvijate brusham na buddhastadvasham gached icchan abhayam atmanah. Then he says that everyone becomes terrified of the person overcome by anger. Loka udvijate brusham. So therefore, Ichan Abhayamatmanaha, desiring freedom from death, the intelligent person should control the anger. So why should one control the anger? Because everybody becomes terrified of the person who has anger. And if you want liberation, if you want freedom from death, one must control the anger. A devotee should not be dreadful to others, nor should anyone be a source of dreadful to him. Bhagavad Gita 12th chapter also Krishna says that Yasman no dvijate loko, loka no dvijate jayaha. A devotee does not trouble anybody, nor does he get troubled by others. If one treats others with non-enmity, then no one will become his enemy. So Jesus Christ who had enemies and they crucified him. The demoniac are always present and they find fault even the saintly person. But a saintly person never becomes angry even if there is a very great provocation. Then Swayambhu Manu says that Helanam Girisha Bratur Dhanadasya Tvaya Kritam Jat Jagnivan Punyajanan Bhratrugnan Ityamarshitaha. So Girisha Bratu refers to Kuvera, the brother of Lord Shiva. Because you have in anger killed many yakshas, the killers of your brother, you have offended Kuvera, the brother of Shiva. So what you have done? You have done what is not proper for a Vaishnava. The killing of the yakshas is the offense. So therefore, in one sense, you offended Kuvera. So therefore, satisfy Kuvera immediately. Tam prasadaya vatsashu sannatya prashrayoktibihi, immediately by offering respects, humble behavior, prashraya, uktibihi, and by kind words, so that na yavan magatam teja kulam no abhibhavishyati, so that the anger of the great persons will not defeat your family. So that the anger of the great persons will not defeat our family. So therefore, immediately pacify Kubera, because he might have become unhappy because of your killing of the yakshas. So in this way, evam Svayambhuva Pautram Anushasya Manur Dhruvam. After instructing his grandson Dhruva, Swayambhu Manu departed to his abode with the sages. Tenabi Vandita Sakam Rishibhi Swapuram Yayav. So Prabhupada also says that Kuvaira is not an ordinary person. He is a brother of Lord Shiva. Yakshas are called by the word Punya Janan. So they are the associates of Kuvera. So somehow or other the mind of Kuvera had been agitated, therefore Dhruva was advised to pacify him. So we see that in a common dealings also it is important to have good relation with, good PR with the different people. Public relation is important with the different people. If suppose we end up offending somebody, then that will cause problem to us. So Prabhupada says we should maintain friendship with everyone, certainly with such exalted demigods like Kuvera. Our behavior should be such that no one should become angry and thereby commit a wrong to individuals, family, or society. In this way, Swayambhu Manu departed after giving this instruction, and we will discuss the next chapter next week. Anybody has any questions, comments? Okay, we'll end here. Thank you for your patient attention. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.